Just like now, with the pandemic, Master Zhou cannot give courses, but he has found an opportunity. He can create an online training camp. For the online training camp, he only needs to record it once and refine the product. He doesn't need to record it again. Master Zhou can always use this training camp to make money for him. In other words, Robert Kiyosaki is printing money with his pen by writing words. Why does Master Zhou attach great importance to the recording of this training camp? It's because Master Zhou wants to print money through his videos, images, voice, and wisdom. From this point of view, do you think this financial intelligence training camp is worth 20,000 yuan? Is it worth 10,000 yuan? It's timeless. It's really timeless and can last forever, even in 20 years, 30 years. If you listen to Master Zhou's lecture again, it will still be timeless. So, Master Zhou sincerely hopes that all of you understand that learning financial intelligence is a lifelong pursuit. Robert Kiyosaki learned with his rich dad for 39 years until his passing. Rich dad told him, "Robert, learning financial intelligence is a lifelong journey. Regardless of who you are, as long as you are human, you must learn to deal with money. The ability to deal with money is financial intelligence." A student of Master Zhou's financial intelligence mentor class said, "Master, my mother has passed away and I'm buying a cemetery for her, but it's too expensive. We don't have homesteads in our rural areas anymore, so we can only buy a cemetery for her. The cheapest cemetery costs more than 30,000 yuan. You know my current situation. I can't afford it at all. I even have to take out a loan to buy a cemetery for her. Not only that, Master Zhou, do you know that after buying the cemetery, you don't think it's yours, do you? You still have to pay 3,500 yuan in property management fees every year." Master Zhou asked, "How about the most expensive cemetery costs?" He said that there are cemeteries priced at several million yuan, and the management fees for those million yuan cemeteries are even more expensive, costing tens of thousands of yuan a year. "Master Zhou, I'm currently unemployed. Don't talk about anything else. I bought this cemetery for my mother, and my monthly salary is not even enough to cover the monthly payments. The money I earn every month is not even enough to pay for the management fees of my mother's cemetery." Master Zhou asked what would happen if he bought the cemetery but didn't pay the management fees. He said that if you don't pay for 2 years, they will dig it out and sell it to the next family. Everyone here, what does this mean? It means that your expenses will never stop. As long as you are alive, you need to eat, drink, and do daily necessities. You also need to spend money on social occasions and transportation, right? Even when you die, you still have to pay for the management fees of your grave. Everyone here, your expenses will always exist. They will not end with the end of your life. So, you say your income comes from working. Everyone here, there is a very important quote in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's better to write it down here for emphasis. Rich Dad told the 9-year-old Robert Kiyosaki, "A job is just a temporary solution to a long-term problem." What does this mean? Working means you earn money when you work and lose it when you stop. It's called active income or labor income, right? But you need money and you have expenses every month. This is not a short-term expense. It's a long-term problem. So if you don't earn passive income, you'll never be able to retire in your lifetime. Many Japanese people today, even those who are already 60, 70 or 80 years old, are still working, right? Why is that? Because they don't have passive income. When we talked about financial intelligence in the past, you all thought that passive income had nothing to do with you and that as long as you had a high salary, it was fine. During the epidemic, Shanghai was locked down and Master Zhou's tenants couldn't afford the rent. two of his tenants, one is a moonlight clan and the other is a debt-ridden clan. One earns 20,000 a month and spends 20,000 without a penny of salary left. He told Master Zhou that he hadn't worked for 3 months and even had to rely on government emergency food for meals. The other one is even worse and tells Master Zhou, "I'm a debt-ridden person. I've been in debt for more than 400,000 every month. I have more than 10 credit cards, and I have borrowed all online loans I can borrow." Master Zhou asked, "How did you get it through before?" He said, "I used to earn 20 to 30,000 yuan a month. I could use the money from one card to repay another and then use the money from the other card to repay the first. I never expected that I would be out of work for 3 or 4 months and have no income. I couldn't manage my finances anymore, and the bank even froze my cards. Do you know that the credit limits of all my cards have been reduced? Even if I can get cards unfrozen now and started working again, I still can't afford to repay my debts because I'm in a financial mess." So you see, it's terrifying and dangerous not to have a financial intelligence. So what is financial intelligence? Financial intelligence is the knowledge that teaches you how to create wealth, how to create money, and how to print money. Unlocking the secrets of the rich. The first difference between the poor and the rich is their income methods. Financial intelligence divides the income methods of this world into 2 types, active income and passive income. Active income is the kind of income that you have when you work and don't have when you don't. What is passive income? Money that flows into your pocket even if you are lying at home is called passive income. For example, in Shenzhen today, many locals don't need to work for a lifetime. They might work for 2 days a month at most, copying water meters on the 28th and collecting rent on the 30th. They spend the rest of their time playing mahjong at home. Why? Because their monthly rent incomes is several million, right? They can collect hundreds of thousands or even millions in rent from 2 to 3 farmers' houses every month. As long as their monthly expenses are less than this amount, they will never be short of money. In other words, financial intelligence is to teach us to achieve the highest idea and dream in life, which is called financial freedom. Every one of us longs for freedom. What is happiness? Happiness is freedom. Tell me, are people who take the subway more free or those who take planes, trains, or drive private cars? Some people say that it must be those who drive private cars, but not necessarily. What is freedom? Freedom means I can choose to take the subway, I can choose to take the plane, and I can choose to drive my private car, right? And because you are poor, you can only choose to take the subway. When flying, you can only take economy class, while the rich have choices, so they are more free and happier than you. Let me say it again. People live for happiness. The reason why someone gets depression or commits suicide is because they can't feel the happiness of living. But what is happiness? Happiness is freedom. The greater your freedom is, the happier you are. So how can we increase our freedom? The first one is personal freedom, right? I can go wherever I want. I want to go to America, I go to America. I want to go to Britain, I go to Britain. Personal freedom. Personal freedom is the first step. So many people earn money through a deceit and fraud. But after earning money, they are confiscated and end up in prison. Tell me, if you pursue financial freedom but haven't achieved personal freedom, how can you talk about financial freedom? Master Zhou believes that people who have been in prison will always tell themselves, "Oh my, as long as I can go out for work, I feel happy." Therefore, personal freedom is the first step. The second step is freedom of time. I can arrange my time freely, right? I can listen to music today, I can go to park today, I can read books today, or travel today. Freedom of time. The third step, financial freedom. It is that only when personal freedom and time freedom are achieved, can one be qualified to talk about financial freedom. The fourth is spiritual freedom, and the fifth is soul freedom. The higher the degree of freedom, the happier you are. Therefore, to achieve financial freedom, we need to remember a formula. Please write it down here. Passive income is greater than expenditure. When your passive income exceeds your expenditure, you have achieved financial freedom. If your family spends a maximum of 20,000 yuan a month, but your passive income far exceeds 20,000 yuan without having to work, then you are financially free, okay? Having money doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. It means you have the freedom to choose what not to do. This is the true essence of financial intelligence. And Mr. Robert Kiyosaki started learning financial intelligence at age 9 and finally achieved financial freedom at age 47 after decades of effort. Master Zhou started learning financial intelligence at age 17 and truly achieved financial freedom at age 25. So, if we want to achieve financial freedom, we must first have a dream. That is, I want to be financially free. And we need to make a plan for our dream. How can I achieve financial freedom? Robert Kiyosaki made a plan for himself, so he achieved it. Master Zhou also made a plan for himself, so he achieved it as well. The homework for today is to write a plan for achieving financial freedom for yourself. How many years do you want to plan to achieve financial freedom? How do you plan to achieve it? Make a detailed plan for yourself and post it in the learning group. This is your homework for this lesson. Master Zhou hopes that after listening to this lesson, you can write down your gains, experiences, and decisions from it and post them in the learning group. Then do another homework. Which point of today's lesson by Master Zhou shocked you? Write down this point in the group as well. In the future, we will share our thoughts every day. Master Zhou won't assign this homework for every lesson, but we must have this homework for every lesson, which is to write down your gains, experiences, and decisions from listening to each lesson, okay? Then submit a financial freedom plan to the learning group. Master Zhou hopes that the next person to achieve financial freedom will be you. Here, Master Zhou wants to tell you all, I love you as much as I love myself. Let's see you in the third lesson.